What up, what up, what up, family? What's going on? Welcome back to another Five Live fam. I am your boy, Jay Elevate, where we take sneakers to the next level. And I do have my brother on here with me on this live, Purple to the Haze. What's up, fam?
Oh, Purple Haze is in the building. What's going on, Jay Elevate, on this beautiful Friday night?
Bruh. I feel like we had to do something tonight because
Man, it's critical out there.
And we had a conversation and we said, you know what, why not go live? We really had a deep convo and spark just happened. You know what I mean? DJ Tyler Radio, what up, family? How you living, bro? Appreciate you, broski.
DJ Tyler in the building.
Yeah. So you and I was talking about this 2025 situation, and we have a lot to unpack in today's live, bro.
Sheesh.
So, you know, it's about to get crazy, y'all. It's really about to get crazy. DJ Tyler Radio said, copped a double up on the Wu-Tangs today. Congratulations, fam.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And actually, DJ Tyler Radio dropped a video of his top 10 sneakers of 2024. And I want to say, man, I told him he did a phenomenal job, and I'm going live and saying I'm proud of this brother, man. I'm really proud of you, DJ. You did a phenomenal job, and it's all about you, bro. Lena, what up, fam? How you living?
Lena, hey.
Appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you. He said, also my Jumpman Jack Dark Mochas came in. Oh, bro.
Ooh, okay. Bro. Hey, look, DJ Tyler's not playing the game right now. He's like, I'm about to start 2025 off on the right propaganda stuff.
Bro, DJ is not playing with nobody. 2024, he took heads, and he's still copying 2024 stuff in 2025.
Man, hey, look. While you're waiting in between, always do the reach around. No Diddy! Pause.
With toilet paper.
Oh man. But no, man, DJ Tyler, man, good stuff, man. I'm so proud of you, man. You really ruined that collection one pair at a time. Seriously.
For real, definitely proud of you. Everybody in the chat, man, if you have not done so, please double tap that screen. If you have not done so, go ahead and definitely have a deep conversation, fam. So welcome. So Perk, man, let's kick it off, bro. Because one thing you and I was talking about, and we literally sat there and was like, hold up, we had an epiphany, bro. So what do you think is going to happen to sneaker brands in 2025? Do you even think, outside of Nike, clearly, is there any other sneaker brand that you feel have a chance to even survive? And if they can survive the 2025 debacle, the mayhem, the stupidiness, the ignoramuously sneaker lace game?
You know what? I mean, that's a really good question. I think there are a number of factors, but one that really sticks out up top of key is Nike is literally unloading the vault. They have cracked the combination. They have spun that wheel around and they've thrown it out, and they have literally opened it up to first come, first serve. And Nike's going to present a very significant problem in 2025. Now, 2024 was the rise of Asics and New Balances, Saucony, and a few others really kind of trying to take advantage of some of the marginalization that's been happening on the Nike side of the house, right? However, Nike said, wait a minute, hold my beer. We're going to come and we're going to crack that vault open, and we are going to jam retro sneakers down your throat week after week after week after month for the remainder of the year, and we are just getting started. So What does that mean for New Balance? What does that mean for ASIC? What does that mean for Puma? What does that mean for Saucony? It means that you have some very significant problems. And there may be a very small crack that widens out into a hell of a Grand Canyon this year. Now, here's the flip side of that. If New Balance, if Saucony, if ASICS can really withstand all of this pressure that Nike is applying to them this year, and they can just make it through to 2026, I think it'll be green pastures, sunshine, and rainbows and lollipops for them, because the big question is this. We've opened the kimono as Nike, and we have given you every single banger that we've been waiting years for. I'm talking about some people are reaching all the way back to childhood, all the way to where we are right now. 2025 is looking bright for Nike, but on the flip side, what does 26 hold? 2026 is very bleak, is very dark, and it's filled with a lot of questions. A lot of questions that we won't get answered until maybe October, of this year, which is when the fiscal year ends and the new fiscal year starts. And so with that being said, what if Nike is just quote unquote blown their load, right, in 2025?
Whoa.
Time out.
Whoa.
And what does that mean for future Nike releases in 2026? What does that mean for future Nike releases in 2027? We do have a changing of the guards as far as executive leadership goes. We have a new CEO at the helm of things. What his vision, what his future roadmap is all about right now, we don't know. We don't know. They have not officially unveiled any of the plans that they have for 2026. Now, we do know that a lot of the sneaker releases that they had taunted from the end of October of last year leading up to now, some of them are going to get pushed. Some of them are going to get pushed to 2026, right? Not an awful lot, obviously, but some. I mean, we've already started to see it with the SB4, the red pair. And we don't even know at this point if it hasn't been officially announced 2026, but we would only hope to assume that since they are dropping the SB4 navies this year, let's just hold off here. Let's hold off and let's kind of put some things in a reserve for next year.
So, you know what, man? Like, you and I have had this conversation to include, Mr. Think, Where Your Kicks 26, where some of the members felt like, hey, open up that vault and just let the gates flood, right? So, but I'm gonna first say this, man. I feel like every brand is in trouble for 2025. So I literally just dropped a January video of all the sneaker releasing in January, right? At least that I wanted to talk about. And I personally have not seen January this wet, pause, splash. Okay? Like, for real. Like, of course, there's some fillers out there, and there are some bangers as well. Without a doubt, there are bangers, right? So I feel like ASICS, New Balance, Saucony, right? They're in trouble, bro. Like, they are in trouble because what Nike is doing in 2025, if in a perfect world that Nike does not have any pushbacks to 2026, which we already feel like there will be, but in a perfect world, you just said something perfectly, right? If Nike blows their load, and I'm gonna tell you right now, when Nike blows their load, pause and have a sneaker orgasm, it's gonna be trouble. It's gonna be trouble for them next year. But I feel like they're gonna have to really, really struggle. And you know what? DJ Tyler Riddle said something very, very interesting. He said, I think these other brands are gonna have to lean heavy on collabs if they want to even be, have a chance of what's going on with Nike. And I agree with him 1,000%, bro. Because Nike has unleashed the vault. I don't think I see any other sneaker brand really surviving in 2025, right? But the question I have for you is, because we already asked that, right? We already tapped that a little bit, but let's scale back a second. But if you had to pick one sneaker brand that has the best chance of surviving, and let's not forget about Adidas too, because we didn't mention Adidas as well. Who do you think who has the best chance of really surviving this crazy 2025 year?
I mean, it's going to be Old Faithful. It's going to have to be Adidas. Adidas is going to have to step their game up, and they're going to have to continue to pump out these collaborations. And they've had some really decent ones in 2024.
Yeah.
And not to discount Asics or New Balance, because I mean they're rooted in the sneaker game as well, but from a different perspective, right? You know, I mean, when you think of just like iconic sneaker wear, it's always going to be Nike and Adidas, number one.
Yep.
And there's a reason that they're number one and number two for that specific reason. Throughout hip hop culture, throughout sneaker culture, just throughout history over the last 50 years alone, you know, they've been part of some very iconic historical scenes. And so you can't discount that. And they continue to reign on top of sneaker Mount Rushmore. I think that if I were ASIC and I were Saucony and I were New Balance, I would really take 2025 to turn it into a strategic planning year, right? So after Nike, in your lack of better word, blows their load, right, in 2025, now they can come over the top with some sick collaborations and they can just smack the market upside the head. Now, that's what I would do if I were, you know, some of their CIOs and CEOs on their side of it. I would say, hey, you know what? Go ahead and let Nike have 2025. They've already shown nobody is going to top Jordan Brand in 2025, right? So let's go ahead and plan it out, do it right, be very strategic with our releases, be very strategic with our collaborations, and just start unloading them like gangbusters next year.
So to everybody in the chat, we appreciate y'all. Double tap that screen if you had not done so already, man. If people don't notice, this is Nike and Jordan Brand's 40th anniversary of being one, a whole unit. So this is the reason why Nike has decided to absolutely go stupid dumb on 2025. Also because Nike has lost market share. Okay. So in my opinion, am I excited for 2025? Bro, I'm stoked. I'm super excited. But then when I sit back and I look at it with all the changes that Nike has taken place in 2024 with the new CEO, who has already been a CEO prior. Okay, so this is second go round with Nike. If people did not know that, it's gonna go ahead and bring back that nostalgia vibe. Hey, Ricky Reed, what's going on, fam? We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Shack Attack 604, what up, fam? Appreciate you, bro. Double tap that screen. We appreciate y'all. But the thing is, bro, here's what really got me going. Is 2025 an overkill for Nike? Because Nike is dropping their whole entire Weibos in one basket, bro. I'm talking about, when I look at all the sneaker releases for 2025, let's be honest, bro, and I'm being nice saying this, because really they can push this out past this time frame. This is a 3-year drop in a 1-year span, right? So when I look at Nike, what is Nike's main focus? Their main focus is the individuals who invest in them, their investors. So they're going to make their investors very happy for 2025. But when I look at that short term opposed to that long-term run, I think that long-term run would be a lot better than the short-term run, because now it's like they got their whole entire life wide open for 2025. What you think about that, bro?
Yeah, I mean, you know, market capita right now, Nike stock is trending at around $73 a share.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, with this being a hell of an uptrend for 2025 for Nike, you know, what does that really mean, right? By keeping their investors happy, you know, their board of directors, their main investors, because right now they're not happy. They're not happy at $73 dollars a share, you know. But traditionally, what does that uptrend look like in increments of 6 months, right? We split 2025 in half. If you come out of the gate swinging, which apparently they are right now, you know, you're looking to have a fantastic Q2 on the back
Right.
end as far as return on investment goes. But again, it's not really how you start the year, it's how you end the year. And
Yep.
again, from a calendar fiscal year, it always ends in October, right? Although Nike does not go by a calendar year, the markets go by a calendar year and not quarter over quarter like Nike does. So if they can keep that momentum going by coming out the gate swinging by June, July, then I think that'll be a heck of a forecast to what they close out the year with, right? Which then predicates from a forecast perspective what their stock will look like in 2026.
Correct.
Now, that's very important to kind of keep in mind here what 2026 looks like, because again, we're very uncertain of what kind of marketing campaigns Nike has up their sleeve, what kind of releases Nike has up their sleeve, because at the end of the day, you cannot rely on your life's blood of retros in order to continue to make the board of directors and the investors happy overall. It takes more than that, right? It takes, you know, more so diversifying product lines, right? Marketing, commerce. There's so many different factors that are at play here right now, and it's all built upon what Nike does in this year. Because I'll tell you right now, as an investor in Nike stock, you know, I would buy low right now, which is they're at their rock bottom lowest at this point, right? But I would also think about if there's a surge in their stock at the end of this year, I would probably consider selling off, you know, while they're a bit high, because 2025, 2027, and 2028 are going to be very tumultuous periods for them from a standard of, you know, stock wise. So I think that's something to keep in mind. You know, as a consumer, you don't think about that. You don't think about what their bottom line is. You don't think about what their return on investment is, you know, because you're looking at it through the lens of a consumer. But as an investor, it's something to be very nervous and very cautious about. So, you know, it's opposite sides of the same coin at the end of the day.
Right, right. And so just like I showed the chat, man, like while you was talking, so Nike closed out today at $73.31, right? But the analysts are pretty much saying that, hey, that it is a solid buy right now to purchase Nike. It's absolutely a solid buy. It's almost at a strong buy. You know what I mean? Right now. So here's the thing, and I definitely want to talk to the chat, man, because like I want to say this to everybody with like openly love, right? Let's say you always buy the same stick of gum every single day. You really love that product. If you really love that product, right? Why don't you look at investing in something that you truly believe in, and most importantly, that you know about? I think that really makes a lot of sense when it boils down to it, because this is gonna really determine a couple of things, right? I do feel like Nike is going to destroy every single sneaker brand out there without a shadow of a doubt. But you know what scares me? Retail. And when I say retail, I'm talking about pricing, bro, right? I'm talking about pricing, because a lot of people are getting turned off with spending $250, $240 for a shoe, bro, that drops like twice a week, right? Let's just keep it a bean. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? Even though these sneakers are dope, the economy does play a role. It plays a major factor, but I still feel like when it comes to hyped up silhouettes, and I'm not even talking about collabs right now. I'm talking about straight OG Bobby Johnson, straight OG real talk, right? I feel like the sneaker community, the old heads, especially the old heads who not in the sneaker game no more, but they always watching, they gonna come out the woodworks, and it's gonna be even harder to obtain most of these sneakers that'll be dropping this year. And I'm not talking about just straight GR, right? Nike is supposed to scale back on what? Their stock numbers a little bit. Not saying it's going to be a huge difference, but when you have such a high demand of a sneaker that you want, for example, the Black Cat 3s, right? This sneaker been out on the game, on the market 2 months ahead of time, and people are still trying to obtain a pair to this day before the sneaker release, which is what the 11th of January.
Mm-hmm.
So we already know it's going to be double, triple the amount. Hard to cop certain sneakers. But the question is, with the new CEO who came back, are you going to give us better quality, better storyline for this high price? I think that's where it's going to boil down to, as well as with investors. And like you said, if I'm an investor, I might want to do a short-term, quick investment for this full year, scale back and really see what Nike is going to bring to the forefront of 2026. But right now, my whole entire focus is what I see in front of me. And I'm not talking about all of 2025 sneaker releases. I'm talking about Black Cats, Reimagined 5s, and the high 85 breads. I'm keeping a laser focus on what's in front of me. I don't want to look too far ahead. Can't hear you, broski.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely get lost in the sauce and go off into the rabbit hole of what next year holds for Nike. But I much like, your point, I think we should really focus on what's going on right now. And more importantly, us getting what we really want out of 2025, which, as true OG sneakerheads, you and I, are hell of a bangers that we've been waiting a very long time for, like yours truly, White Cement 4s, mine, the Gamma 11s. I mean, we're not going to get off into the shattered backboards and all the rest of the heat, but I mean, that's just to name a few. There's not going to be one single generation in the last 40 years that this year will not touch as far as some sort of release in some shape, form, or fashion. That's incredible. This is what we've been asking for. And Nike's answering the door. Finally, right? So check this out, bro. So I just told you about focus. I really didn't give you my main focus, but like for 2025, what is your main focus for this year when it comes to like all these sneakers, whether it's, such as collabs, OGs, returns of sneakers that happened recently and they're returning so quickly in terms of sneaker age years, right? Like retros, what is your main focus for 2025? Mine is OGs over everything right now. OGs over everything. I mean, think about this, right? How often, right, do we get truly the amount of heat and OGs that we are going to see this year in the faction of a year, in the faction of a 12-month span? When's the last time you've ever seen this many of our true OGs dropping in a 12-month span? I can't tell you the last time I don't even know if it's happened, to be honest with you. Not this amount. Like that is mind-blowing to me right now. And to me, I feel like 2025 is going to be the year of the sneakerhead that we're still talking about 10 years from now in the future.
You know what? Everybody knows I talk about I'm a Kobe chaser, bro. Everybody knows this about me. And I'm going on record. I'm telling everybody this right now. Collabs is not my focus. Not to say I'm not going for Kobe's or collabs. That's not what I'm saying. But my focus, 100% focus for 2025 is OGs. I will pick a OG before a collab, before any other sneaker, man. I'm all about the OG game for 2025. I just want everybody to know that. Ken, what's up, bro? He said, do y'all think the Bread 85s will sell out? Oh, I think they're going to sell out, bro. Now, an instant sellout, that is to be determined. But because they drop in this high 85 bread around All-Star weekend, definitely will tell me it's gonna sell out, in my opinion, even for that 250 price tag.
And Norton is in the building, folks, and I will tell you right now, the Bread High 85s are an instant flash sale sellout, bar none. Don't even have to think about it.
Okay. Can't say, what do y'all think is the best sneaker this month? For me, it's the Black Cat 3s. For me, it's the Black Cat 3s, for sure. And that's a must cop.
Yeah, I mean, you can't deny the Black Cat 3 for the month of January. This has been the headliner for the month of January that so many people have been waiting for. And although it's been backdoored for the last couple of months now, with early pairs floating around out there, very easily accessible, this is still the shoe to own the month of January, hands down.
Yep. Hey, everybody in the chat, man, we appreciate y'all. Go ahead and let us know for the month of January, what is the sneaker of the month for you guys for January? I'm very, very curious. I definitely want to know. So we definitely agree between us two on the panel that it is the Black Cat 3s. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, what will be the positive aspect, like of this 2025 drop? The positive aspect is that you get an opportunity, a never seen before opportunity, to have so many OGs to be able to cop an OG and bring home. You have a lot of opportunities this year to bring home a piece of history. And for me personally, I need to cop the OGs. We can't cop everything. I get it. I can't cop everything. But to have a piece of history in your sneaker collection, 3 pairs, 4 or 5, whatever you decide to do, is definitely going to absolutely not only increase your worth. When I say on worth, I'm talking about your knowledge worth when it comes to the sneaker game. Because again, I feel like so many people worry about collabs and hyped up stuff, but they have no understanding about the foundation, the basis of where things came from. And we're all here to learn together. So what you think about that, broski?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I saw DJ Tyler Radio stated earlier in the chat, like, hey, man, I'm so glad I'm coming into the sneaker game right now. Like, this is crazy. When you talk about timing mechanism right there, DJ Tyler Radio, you are spot on the money, man. This is because a lot of these, man, you will not see for another 10, some cases 12, 13, 14 years, after this, so get it while the going's good. I mean, look, 2 words, undefeated force. What? Arguably, like, listen, that shoe went for like 45,000 at one point. Can you believe that? 45,000. I mean, because they only made like, I don't know, like 100, 120 pairs or whatever. But you're getting not only the Jumpman option, but you're getting that Nike bike on the bike. Nike Air on the bike, baby.
So let's talk about that, because undefeated, right? The undefeated fours, they're having 2 different pairs. They're having a more limited pair, and they're having a GR pair. Which pair do you feel like should be the limited pair? For me, and I know the chat might look at me crazy. We know which ones are the limited pair, but for me, I think the Nike Air on the back should be the limited pair, and the GR should be the Jumpman. That's my opinion. I do feel like it's gonna be reversed though.
You think so?
I feel like it's gonna be reversed, but I'm still gonna state, man, I feel like that Nike Air undefeated on the back of those undefeated fours should be the limited pair. What you think, man? Like, I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean, I think I believe the same thing, but I mean, when you think about it, at the end of the day, the undefeated fours, they released originally with the Jumpman on the back.
Correct.
So, I mean, you can't say you have the original with the Nike Air on the back if you pass up the Jumpman. So, because they're giving you an alternative option, absolutely the Nike Air should be the limited pair right here. It's almost kind of like the Kobe Air Force Ones, the black ones. You had a numbered pair, and then you had just the regular ones. The number pair are obviously going to be the limited of that, right? The more expensive. So I think the Nike Air should be substantially kind of the same type of label.
Agreed.
Yeah, it only makes sense.
And I will say some orange laces smack that doggone shoe out the box. I can just picture orange laces.
Now, I'm curious to see if it comes with spare set of laces. I'm curious. Are they going to keep it all the way OG? Or are they going to give us a little, razzle dazzle, a little sprinkle here?
Right.
Radio, Gamma 11, damn right. Gamma 11 is a triple up for me.
Ooh.
My first triple up pair ever in life.
Ooh. What up, Charlie Sneakers? Yo.
Charlie Sneakers in the building.
I'm going to tell you right now, bro. So we had a talk on on our podcast, right? One Pair at a Time podcast. And I told everybody, listen, the 2024 Air Jordan Legend Blues, right?
Mm-hmm.
The quality was not there. My 2014 pair is way better. The quality is better.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a good like debate on the chat. And then after that, we started seeing videos that popped up and people were like, they did a comparison like I did a comparison after I did mine. And people were saying the same exact thing, right? Like literally multiple people said, hey, the same exact thing that I said after I dropped that video first. So I want to say this, man. I'm excited for the Gamma 11s, and you guys know I love 11s. But I'm turned off right now on the 11 game because I need them to give us quality. I don't need no just, we gonna make it look the same, but it ain't gonna really be the same. You understand what I'm saying? Like I need a better build quality. I need higher materials for that price point, bro. So
okay, so
they don't mess it up.
Just because you said that, then what are your thoughts on the shattered backboards if they have a lesser build of quality?
So too early to tell, but when I look at the material does not look the same. But I will say this: as long as the build quality is good and not flimsy,
mm-hmm.
it can't be flimsy, bro. It can't be. Charlie Sneakers said, "I want those fire red 4s."
Oh man! Oh yeah, they are in the back looking all pretty and shiny.
Yeah, I love them. I love them fire red 4s.
Those fire red 5s are supposed to drop this year too. Must cop.
Bro, must cop. And y'all already know my favorite sneaker of all time. I'm telling you this right now, and I'm being nice. At minimum, a double up. We got to go ahead and talk about the Air Jordan 4 cement, the white cement.
Yep. The
greatest sneaker of all time, in my opinion. I gotta have a
sneaker I don't even have in my collection either, so I'm very excited about this one.
And would this close you out for your OG?
It actually will, yeah.
Okay.
Because I have them all except for this one.
See, okay. Yep. So you locked in. Okay,
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean. So another double up worthy sneaker, man. In my opinion, bro, like those high 85 shadows too.
Really?
Listen, man, like when was the last time we had a high 85 shadow, bro? I can't recall when.
But who's asking for a high 85 shadow?
Listen. I want the granddaddy sneakers, bro. I want the granddaddy of the granddaddies. You know my focus, bro. You know what I'm on. Like my focus is, I'm talking about straight OGs.
So okay, so you have the Shadow ones already, right?
I still got the Shadow ones. Yep, I got them.
Okay, I don't know why I thought you sold them. I'm glad you did. Okay, so just because it's an OG colorway, that's why you're getting it, is what you're telling me.
And it's a high, like
yeah, but it's an 85 high, and we saw what they did with the 85 high Georgetowns.
And we passed on those, and I don't regret passing up on that shoe. You're right.
So if they give you the same material quality with the Shadow 1 85 highs as they did with the Georgetown 1 85 highs, you would pass up on those two, or you would still cop because it's an OG colorway.
It won't be a double up, but it'll be a single.
So you just here so you don't get fined at this point. Oh man. That's crazy. But you know what though? A lot of people are sleeping on that pair. A lot of people don't have them on their radar, and they don't want them on their radar. You know, and we've had this conversation before. We've had this conversation about the Bred 85 High OGs. You know, like what's that leather quality going to really look like? The pictures that I originally saw when they first dropped, I was not impressed with.
Mm-hmm.
I was not impressed with at all. It was very chalky, very starchy. No, sir, I don't like it.
Okay.
You know, but I will soon have them in hand for myself, and like I told you, I can make the determination then. You know, a lot of times with these initial releases, photo releases, they don't do the sneaker justice. Look at the Ahmad 3, right? That dropped this year while you were sleeping, right? You remember my reaction when we first pulled up the photo, the early photos on One Pair at a Time podcast. I was like, hell no. That is a terrible looking shoe. I was like, what is this crap, right? You know, it looked like a half finished Muppet. You know, like it was just no detail. It was no design, no refinement to the quality of the materials, no nothing, right? But then what closer we got to the release date, obviously more pictures came out, and then we finally got them in some really good in-hand pictures. And I was like, wow. I was like, this sneaker is amazing. And then I got it in hand, and you know, photos didn't do it justice. So I'm hoping that the Bred 185 High will be exactly that cookie cutter example I just used.
Right.
Because again, I own all of the Breds. I have every single
literally
from the last 15 years. So,
literally.
So, you know, for me to pass on that built based off of quality, that would say a lot. That would say a lot.
Yeah, for you, definitely for someone who's like you, who is a Air Jordan 1 fiend, all right? You definitely are, and I agree with you, bro. And I'm gonna tell you another double up for me. And a lot of people might think I'm crazy about this, but I need the steel 10s with the toe cap. That is an absolute double up for me, and I might be the only one of the very few who say he prefers the toe cap. It's a double up.
There's a lot of people that prefer the toe cap, but only the true OG heads know about the toe cap and appreciate the toe cap and want that toe cap. It's the people that don't really know the history behind, you know, that steel colorway, that don't really know anything about the cap versus no cap and how it changed. Yeah, it's so many different layers that we can unpeel with that.
Right.
But I think it'll be an easy cop, unfortunately. I know that hurts your heart to say, but you know, you'll be able to walk in majority of a lot of sneaker stores and be able to say, "Yep, give me 2, bag them up, I'm out."
Good, cause I need them. You know what? Listen, like before we close out, bro. Like, let's go back to my times are probably not probably, they are off. Let's go back to like 2017, bro. 2015, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when the Shadow 10s released.
Mm-hmm.
They were sitting everywhere. Nobody wanted those Shadow 10s. They were going for under retail, and Nike is bringing that particular sneaker back. And I feel like that sneaker will sit because people wasn't vibing with it. And I was like, are y'all crazy?
Well, a lot of people just didn't know the history. You know, a lot of people still don't know their history when it comes to a lot of these sneakers, right? And for people like us, that just gives us the advantage. Makes it easier for us to cop, you know?
Yeah.
You know, and then it goes back to the hype beast versus true OG sneakerhead.
Facts.
As well.
Facts.
Everybody's on it's easy to be on the hype train when you have, you know, all these hard to get collabs. You have Travis Scott's all the way down. But when it comes to really knowing your history of a lot of these different re-releases and retros, oh man, that separates the sheep from the wolves, the wheat from the chaff, you know.
Facts. Hey, Jason, what up, bro? Jason said, won't sit on me. And you know what too, bro? Like, like I know we focusing so much on Jordan Brand because this is that 40th year anniversary, and like it got us in the chokehold. But bro, like, don't forget about too, chat. January, they do have the Nike Tex, which is what? That is the Andre Agassi tennis joint that's dropping. Like, if you know who Andre Agassi is and what he did on the tennis court, that sneaker is going to drop. And I do feel like the old heads are going to go after that sneaker. For me, I won't, because you know what my focus is for this year. But if I can go ahead and go do a reach back without toilet paper, I'm going to have to go back for those Andre Agassis, bro. Like, and I do feel like, and I'm not hyping this up saying it's a good or a bad thing, because we already know this has always happened throughout the whole entire history of sneaker game. I think the resale of sneakers is gonna be a hype again. It's gonna come back because of 2025. What do you think about that aspect?
Yeah. Well, before I say that, hey man, we got 6 likes in here. We got 12 people in the chat. Chat, if you're in here, if you're ghost watching, whatever, smash that like button real quick for your boy. Man, we definitely appreciate it. It helps the algorithm pick up and bring in more people to the discussion.
Yes.
I think that when you think about it in a long-term sense, I look at it like we are going to be, it's almost like you're swimming underwater. You got to hold your breath as long as you can to make it to the other side of the pool, right? And it's just like Nike is making that pool longer and longer and longer and longer and longer. And we have to hold our breath longer and longer for us to make it through 2025. But at the end of the day, I think it's relatively going to be a ghost town next year, you know, with all the heat they're releasing now. That's your time, to your point, to then do the reach around. Reach around and cop all the things that you had to avoid having an asthma attack on from your pocket's perspective to then get, right? So you're able to just slowly apply the brake, right? And then come to a stop, catch your breath, and then circle the block. Because I'm telling you now, let's do the math real quick. So if you're doing like a brand new cop every week, every week, all right, just hypothetically here, and then you are, say there's like 4 weeks in a year, so, and then, you know, times 12, so you're going to be going anywhere around $8,000 to $9,000 this year out of your pockets alone if you were to go with every single heat drop that drop. And trust me, they are dropping heat almost every week, if not every other week. You are literally down bad $8,000 to $9,000 before the end of this year. If you don't believe it, do the math. Trust me, I have. It's crazy. So that says a lot. There's not a ton of people that can go out there and cop every single week. I know I can't. You know, I'll tell you that right now. Like, so it forces you to become more of a selective consumer and what you're going after versus what you let fall by the wayside.
Correct.
Which is what 2026 then becomes, is the year of the reach around, to where we then go back and sweep up all the things we didn't prioritize for this year.
Yeah.
I know you will, and I know there are things in 2025 that you're gonna, you know, do a reach back for that can drop in 2024. You know it. You know that. You know it already. But, go ahead.
I just want to say, man, for Jason, bro, I agree, man. Like, Nike dropped the ball on the 7s this year, bro. Like, they really dropped the ball on the 7s, and we need more 7s. Like, for real.
You don't even have any 7s releasing this year. I don't think so, right?
I haven't heard of a 7 releasing this year. I'm not saying that it is not, but I haven't heard of a 7 this year.
We're getting 1s, we're getting 3s, we're getting 4s, we're getting 5s, we're getting 6s, trophy rooms, we're getting 8s, and we're getting 9s, and we're getting 10s, and obviously we're getting 11s.
And a 12. And supposedly
and a 13.
Don't forget about the I think they're coming out with the 14s as well, the Ferraris.
Oh, that's right. It's a holiday drop. Yep.
I think they're dropping those Ferraris.
Yeah. So literally, I just gave you, 1 through 14, -2 and -7. The rest of them are dropping something.
And it's sad, bro. It's sad we're not getting this so far, at least. And I haven't heard of a 2. Y'all know, listen, Perp, you know I'm a 2 guy. You know I like my 2s. I like my 2s, bro. And I just don't think 2s is getting the love and respect it really deserves. But, it is what it is. But we shall see. And I definitely want to say to everybody in the chat, man, if you have not done so, man, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Listen, we're trying to grow this channel, and what we're trying to do is just give you guys all the sneaker information that you guys deserve. If you guys got questions, please ask us, comments. Hey, we like to kick it, laugh, joke. So come on here tonight and kick it with us. We're not going to be on for too much longer, but we definitely appreciate everybody in the chat. We really, really do. We appreciate y'all. For real, for real.
Jason Corley said Mr. Bill Collector will be busy this year. He's not lying.
You know what, bro? Like, I'm gonna say this, man. Like, 2025, this is a interesting year because you said something earlier, and I don't think a lot of people understood what you said. You said or heard you that, hey, the pinnacle years will be 26 and 27, right? I'm willing to bet 27 is going to be more of a pinnacle year because that's when I feel like at some point in time, we're going to be able to start buying sneakers on cryptocurrency.
Ooh.
So to everybody in the chat, man, like, we can go ahead and do a whole nother video, a whole nother live, and go into a whole nother realm so we can help you guys understand what you can do to potentially help you build your collect up. And if you guys want us to do that, go ahead and give us a thumbs up right now in the chat, bro. Like, for real. I need at least 20 thumbs up in the chat, because then we can go ahead and do something at a later date, and we can go ahead and do it. Because if you really, really want to build your collect and also build other aspects of your life, we here to help you out.
Yeah, man.
Jason said, "Hope Trump give us some stimmy checks."
Oh, God, he sounds like Jay the sneaker guy now.
Oh, shit.
What's up, Jay? Was serious.
Oh my God. For real, man. Yeah. So, hey, Perk, man, do you got anything for the chat before we go ahead and close out?
Man, look, all I can say is, number one, thank y'all for rocking out with us on a random Friday night chat, man. It's a million things y'all could be doing, man, but y'all decided to, hop in with your people. We salute y'all on that, man. But, man, definitely check us out tomorrow morning, one pair at a time podcast, same time, same bat station, same channel. Outside of that, hey, I'm going to kick it over to you, Jay.
Hey, so 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, one pair at a time podcast, right? 8 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time, fam. So if you guys are definitely available, you want to rock with us, laugh, joke, we go over the whole shaboing, boing, 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 boing. You know what I'm saying?
Mr. Think Impossible, Wear Your Kicks 26, J Elevate, Purple Haze. If you guys already haven't, tap in with J Elevate. Tap in with Wear Your Kicks 26. Tap in with Mr. Think Impossible, man. Always some fire heat coming from your channels, man. Always keeping you up to date on how to cop for the least amount of resistance.
Absolutely. And everybody, if you guys have not subscribed to the channel, man, like, we all family over here. So we help each other cop sneakers, talk about history, also talk about, hey, you might want to wait so you can go ahead and catch that sneaker for under retail. We try to help everybody out, and everybody helps us out at the same time. Listen, man, if you enjoyed today's content, like, share, subscribe, hit that boing, 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 post notification bell for all of your updated sneaker information needs. Fam, you know the mob. Let's go.
Let's get it.
See y'all in the morning, chat. One love.
Y'all be easy, chat.
Yeah.